Welcome back to the 7 Habits Coach, applying the concepts from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People to this time of uncertainty and change. I'm Jennifer Colosimo, and in the last several episodes, we have focused on your mindset, how you see things drives what you do. We've talked about a few practices out of habit 1, taking a stimuli, a moment to pause, focusing on those things in your circle of influence, using the 4 human gifts of self-awareness, imagination, conscience, and independent will in order to have a response that drives the outcomes that will be better for your results and your relationships. That's the foundational habit of all of the rest of the habits, that principle of choice, that I can choose in any circumstance my reaction. As we move into habit 2, we're still focused on your private victory, you moving from dependence, being totally externally focused, to being more independent and able to recognize the choice that you have in situations. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind, has as its core principles purpose and vision. Vision is so important right now. It's the difference between defining the outcomes of what you want to come out of this, like whether that's at work, with your family culture, with your colleagues, with your friends, versus just going wherever the situation takes you. It's critical that you think about, what am I trying to achieve in my relationships, my results right now? The challenge I'm going to put on the table for you is to write down each of your key roles, no more than 7. Try not to dilute your focus too much. But what I mean by a role is the parts that you play. You might be a parent, a partner, a pet owner. You may be a work colleague, a family member, a neighbor, an active, engaged member of your community. You have these roles. Let's say this crisis has passed. We are out of the current crisis. What would you like people influenced by you in that role to say at that time? And really write it down. Not, oh, I hope they all think I was nice. But a good example, my daughter, my youngest daughter, was sent home from her last year of college. She's a senior, and graduation was canceled. And in addition to all of the activities that were planned for this culminative life moment that we all look forward to, we have movies, we have pictures, this is what will happen in my last few months. That incredible disappointment. I thought long and hard about, how do I want to influence this? What do I want her to say? And I don't want her to say, I said, oh, it'll be okay. Oh, I'm sure you'll get a job in the future. I believe both of those things, but I want her to feel heard and understood, and also, frankly, to recognize that she's in a much better situation than others that may be even having bigger challenges right now. But how do I get to that over time? What am I trying to do with that tribute? I also feel the same way about my work colleagues. This is a difficult time, multiple decisions getting made very quickly, easy to be a little bit on edge. And I want to say the values that I've talked about for years, respect, empathy, being authentic, all came through, and I didn't turn into a snappy turtle. Thinking about what those tributes would be. Critical. Now, if you're interested in actually going as farther out and thinking about your personal mission statement, with the end point being your retirement, your 80th birthday, we do have the tools to build a mission statement at franklincovey.com/MSB, Mission Statement Builder. And I'd love to show you this video to inspire you to do a mission statement and some purpose statements. Call your 80th birthday.
How are you? Looking forward to it. Hi, darling.
In your mind's eye, picture your 80th birthday. Picture the faces of your friends and family as they come to wish you well. All these people have come to honor you, to express their feelings, to toast a life well spent.
69, 70, 71.
Imagine you are the person being honored, the subject of the speeches. What would you like the speaker to say about you, your life? What would you like them to say about your character and contributions? What achievements would you want them to remember? What impact would you like to have made in their lives?
Thank you so much for always being there for me and supporting me no matter what I did.
Paciência com as minhas travessuras, que hoje essas crianças, né, vó? Eu vou passar todo o ensinamento seu para os meus filhos, vó. Obrigado. Eu amo a senhora.
This is my beloved husband, whom I have loved for at least 70 years, even though we've been married 60 yees. We met in elementary school. Oh, wow. And it was love at first sight. And so,
思い起こすとね、やっぱり親父の後ろ姿いつも心の中にあって、それに励まされて今があるな、そういうふうに思います。
ありがとう。
お誕生日おめでとう。みんなからね。
なんだこれ。
Start living today with that picture of your own 80th birthday party clearly in mind. In that picture, you will find your definition of true success. I have found that it is extremely helpful to write down what you truly desire inside a personal mission statement. In that written mission statement, you clarify for yourself what ends you serve, what you want to be, your character, what you want to do with your life, your contributions and achievements. Your mission statement is like a personal constitution. It's the basis for making major life-directing decisions, as well as smaller daily choices in the midst of all of the ups and downs of life. Mission statements come in all forms and shapes. It doesn't matter what form it's in, as long as it uniquely expresses you. Some come in the form of a poem or a collage of pictures. Some are long, others might be shorter. A mission statement is not something you write overnight. It may take several rewrites, but you don't let that stop you. Several years ago, I remember thinking deeply about my own mission statement, one that I had developed many, many years before. I was sitting alone on a beach at the end of a bicycle ride. I took out my mission statement and I really thought about it very, very deeply. It took several hours, but at the end, you can't imagine how I felt such a sense of clarity, such a sense of renewed commitment, and such a sense of exhilaration and freedom. Once again, I knew what my life was all about. Viktor Frankl says, we detect rather than invent our missions in life. I like that choice of words. Detect rather than invent. You see, defining our mission really requires thinking through our deepest desires, our dreams, our sense of responsibility, our most intimate and satisfying relationships. Our meaning comes from within, from down deep within ourselves. As the poet Mary Oliver asks, doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
So thank you. As a reminder, Take the challenge, write down your roles, a tribute statement for when the crisis is averted, maybe put a timestamp out there of what you would like individuals to say about how you acted, who you were during this time, and if you're so inclined, to build a personal mission statement. See you next time. If you'd like more resources to apply these concepts, please visit us at franklincovey.com/7habitstools.